welcome to Family Gaming TV. We've just been having a look at FIFA this year at E3, and I'm with Nick Channon, senior producer on FIFA. It's quite a job. How's it going?
It's going well. It's obviously always great to be E3. It's a very busy 3 days, but it's always fun. It's great to be able to show the game for the first time this year.
And looking at the demo just now, you're talking us through it.
Yeah.
I think every time I hear someone who knows how the game's constructed, there's so much more goes into FIFA than you realise as a player.
Yeah, I mean, every year we try and innovate as much as we can and deliver an experience that is vastly improved on the previous year. Lots of innovation, and this year's no different. We're touching all areas of our game, especially in gameplay. Looking at all the systems that we have an amazing technology, but how can we improve every single area? And we're very excited about the game this year. It's really a very balanced experience. It's very important in a sports game, and it's been great to be able to talk about it this week.
I remember last year, first time on Next Gen, talking about the pitch changing as you played and the keepers being more accurate. What are the headlines this year?
So this year it's about innovating across the entire pitch, really listening to what our players are saying, what they want to see changed in the game, and as I said, touching all areas of of all the sort of systems that we have within the game. So we wanted, we heard a lot of feedback last year around defending. People found it was a little bit difficult. They really loved the dribbling, but they found it difficult as a defender to stick with, especially very skilled players like Ronaldo. So we've done a lot of work around the agility, the movement of the players, making them more responsive. A lot of new animations and work's gone in there. We also worked on how teams defend as a unit. Players didn't always cover, didn't move from the players they were marking to cover dangerous space. So we've worked heavily on that. Interception logic. Team players are much more likely now to intercept the ball, and what that really does is it means the midfield comes back into play. And again, that was one of the biggest pieces of feedback we had as well, that with defending and midfield, it was too easy to bypass the midfield. So a lot of work there around defensive side, but on attacking as well, can maintain that balance. We've also allowed you now pass with purpose. You can ping a quick pass at any time, anywhere on the pitch. Also new dribbling mechanics around, not having to touch the ball all the time, which allows you to do swerves, body feints.
I like that, no-touch dribbling. It sounds sort of back to front, but when you see it in action, it makes sense.
It really does, and you realise just, when the great players, Messi, Ronaldo, how many times they don't touch the ball, and they actually use the sort of movement around it to get by defenders, and we really want to bring that element to the game.
Now, another new aspect of the game this year is that you have the women's side of the game. Now, I've talked to a few families about this, and some of them have said, "Oh, how come the women weren't there already? It's taken a while to get them in."
No, it's a fair question. We've actually been working on it for about 3 years now. We did a prototype where we put a female head on a man's body, and we did that just to see, okay, what are all the things why doesn't this work, and what are the things we need to do? So we created a sort of laundry list of things we felt we needed to do women well, and we've completed that. So the biggest thing was how we scale the body. We were scaling very much a linear way, and now we're looking at shoulders, hips, scaling them, not uniformly, and it's allowed us to create much more variety in our body types and allowed us to create a great representation of a female body type. It's also actually had a knock-on effect that we can do more variety now in the men's game as well, which is great. We needed to simulate hair because we need more hair movement with longer hair.
That's a bit stereotypical, saying you've brought women in and so you've improved the hair.
Well, if you look at the men's game, there's not many people with ponytails, and it was never a priority for us because you don't have too many players that have that. Whereas if you look at the women's game, probably half the players on the pitch have ponytails. It just doesn't look right if you're not animating them. It doesn't feel right. So again, it was never a priority for us before, but again, if we want to bring women in a very authentic way, it was felt something we needed to do.
Yeah, my son really enjoys FIFA,
right.
And he's a keen footballer as well. Is there any sort of way you're looking at bringing in a younger player to have some FIFA Kids sort of option in the future?
I think ultimately the game is all about authenticity and being true to the sport, so that will always be the core of what we do. And we're seeing younger players playing a game which again we're very happy about and thankful for. But in terms of specific, I think we want to keep it authentic. We want to keep it true to 11v11 football.
And in terms of modelling the women's players' abilities, is it the same approach there as the men's? Is it on the same scale?
No, not at all. Those are the other things that we wanted to do. Again, you can still have a 90-rated female player, but she's not going to play like a 90-rated man. And again, that was something that was very key to us. How do we make this authentic to how the women's game is played? So we've worked on that heavily. We did a lot of animation changes as well. For that authenticity, we scanned many of the team's heads to get the visuals, as close to real life as possible. So lots and lots of work done. you know, for us, it's possibly one of the most important features we've ever added to our game, and we're very, very proud to be able to do it this year.
Great, well, it's looking really great. I can't wait to get it home and play with my 10-year-old. Yep. He'll be very jealous of having seen it at E3, but thanks for your time.
No problem, thank you.